Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're going to be hanging out at Elite Zoo North today. That's all I've got to kick things off with. Hopefully that, obviously the thumbnail and the title have given away what we're doing today, folks. I am super excited for today's session. I will come up with more puns en route, probably, hopefully. But as we load in, folks, as I always say, if you're enjoying this series and you'd like to see it continue, please don't hesitate to let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below to ensure that Planet Zoo continues at pace. I look at the number of likes and comments to get a quick read and understanding of what people want to see more or less of on the channel. And as always, I like reading through all the comments, whether you've got suggestions, thoughts, feelings, opinions, stories, whatever it might be. I enjoy reading the comments. It gives me joy. But yeah, today's session should be a lot of fun. We've been waiting for this for a long time, folks. We are going to be getting the orangutan. There's no two ways. I know the thumbnail is going to have the animal in it. Watch, this is the time it doesn't. but there's no reason to beat around the bush or anything. We're actually probably going to dive right into a time lapse to kick things off. I'll switch the time of day to the morning. Again, we're kind of we're at that point where it's going to start snowing and raining and all that noise. So what I'd like to do is at the top of this session, get the enclosure over here worked on. Again, super pumped. It might be a long one. It might be one that takes a lot of time to execute, but I'm really excited for it. And after we do that, there's a little bit of management stuff to take care of, and we're going to just cap off a couple of these things in real time and let the game move forward a little bit, because we've been paused for so long. I feel like look at that. It's been, when did we cross year 100? I feel like we've spent the last 5 episodes going over 7 years, so we have to hit play for a little while in this game. Anyway, I digress. Folks, like I said, we're going to dive right in to kick things off with a time lapse. All right, folks, this is one of the longest time lapses we've done in a while, actually. Really excited about the end result. Very happy with it overall. There are some issues with it, but we'll touch on that later. The issues are more with regards to animal interaction, but we'll get to that later. Right now, let's focus on the actual build, because I'm really happy with the build, and all the issues that remain, they're going to be easily solved, I'm sure. We just have to fiddle a little bit with things here and there, and it'll come together nicely. So my thinking with the enclosure here was that it would be a continuation of the aesthetic that we have for our temple with the Komodo dragons, but we would again, so if you'll remember the conversation from a handful of episodes ago, the idea was a village in the woods that then transitioned into a temple. That was the original thought, and then as the Komodo dragon enclosure got built, and as I started evolving the concept of this region a bit more, I thought it'd be interesting to actually further that temple aesthetic over here and do a bit of a blended approach. And you'll see what I mean in just a moment's time. I will say really quickly that over the course of this time lapse, at times I might just kind of go quiet. There's a lot of detail work that goes into today's session, and there might not be much to say. So after what ended up being a 3.5-hour recording session, I'm a little, my voice is kind of giving, so I might give it a rest over the course of this time lapse. Just want to mention that if I suddenly go quiet, it's not your speakers, it is me. So the original plan was to have one walkthrough, which is that original path that you can see me fiddling with up top. But I was fine with that up until literally moments ago today when I started recording the session. I was like, it's kind of silly to have a very obvious spot for a path and to not use it. So I decided to make it a double walkthrough, because why not overcomplicate things? Folks, we're making an enclosure for the King of the Swingers. We're making an enclosure for the Jungle VIP. This enclosure has got to reach the top. You know it's true. You know it's true. Don't worry, I think I know the entirety of that song, but I'm not about to sing it all out. That song was one of my favorite songs growing up. The animation on it, and even like Christopher Walken's rendition of it for the actual, like, the remake. Beautiful. Anyway, sorry, I digress. So I thought, why not overcomplicate things a little bit? and make it a double walkthrough enclosure. I don't know if the game will technically be able to execute this, and I'll get into those details as we get to it. For now, though, I was just like, let's go with it, let's go for it. I took a look at the orangutan and like what kind of vegetation and stuff it needs. That was me looking at the Zoopedia there for a moment, and then I decided to integrate those vines. Found those trees that work really nicely as things that are growing on the pieces of the ruins. So really happy with that. And then I tried using these vines as well to try and build some climbing opportunities. Now, they are marked as climbable in the game. However, that's probably for smaller animals. I doubt even a baby orangutan will be able to climb on that. I'd be shocked if that was the case. Anyway, I decided that I didn't quite like, again, because why let things be too easy? I decided I didn't like what the little wooden blocks looked like. So I thought it'd be nice to have the sort of part of the temple is preserved, and so you still have the stone, and the part that isn't preserved is the wooden pegs. So it's like what we have put down as, like, in modern times, what we would have put down as a representation of where we assume the path led, because this is an actual historical site, I guess. It just felt like a nice way of kind of blending it all together. And you can see I do change the intersection as well with the wooden path, just to make it all feel like it belongs, I guess. Make it feel integrated, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I'm really happy with how the centerpiece, the central area looks now, and even when we ultimately finish it. Here again, just going in and making some adjustments to make it look like that tree as it grew. It pushed the temple piece aside. I'm really happy with how that kind of ruined aesthetic has come through. Now over here, I decided that I didn't want to put down another water filtration site and things like that. So instead, I just dug a hole and I extended the water from the Komodo dragons to here. I need to remember. Oh man, I completely forgot to do this because I got so distracted by the orangutan afterwards. I need to remember to close off access, because otherwise the Komodo dragon will definitely swim on over and terrorize my orangutan. Someone please mention that in the comments to remind me. I'll note it down as well, but just in case. Anyway, that aside, a bit more vegetation going down. I believe, just little small adjustments to vegetation, trying to figure out how I want the tree coverage to work. Got to make sure as well that I manage the overhang, because again, the orangutan will be able to climb branches and make their way out of the enclosure. So there's a lot to think about. I was actually really worried about this enclosure, I'll be completely honest. I wasn't sure how it was going to work, if it was going to work, how to limit access for the orangutan. And I ultimately make a big mistake as well, and I'll touch on that when we get there. But here, now you can see I'm checking the height of this area. That's why you'll see a couple of times I go in and I click on the higher button just so I can see the height and make sure that people are actually able to walk through. Now, the thing is, over here, I decide to make this glass canopy path kind of a thing. I thought it'd be nice. It'd be an easy way to make sure that the orangutan doesn't actually, like the people and orangutan don't actually meet. Unfortunately, I wish I'd realized this. Unfortunately, the curve is, I guess, too steep, but the orangutan cannot climb that. This angled bit at the bottom that I'm doing, the orangutan can climb that, which is great, but they cannot climb the curved bit. So I might actually need to rebuild this pathway, which is unfortunate because you'll see that I spend a fair bit of time on it, trying to get it to look just right. And these newer pieces I'm using, newer pieces that I actually like quite a bit more, they work even less. The orangutan can't climb that at all. So a little unfortunate. It's not the end of the world. Again, like I said at the beginning of this time lapse, there's a couple of small tweaks we can make to make this all work perfectly, so I'm not too upset or bothered or fussed by it. You gotta overcome adversity. That's part of the fun. But yeah, there are a couple of tweaks we'll have to make after maybe next session. We'll get to them, but definitely happy with, again, conceptually how this kind of looks and feels and works. And we actually end up changing the color to be like a dark brown as well, so it's not white, it's a dark brown and the glass, obviously. And I think that integrates a lot nicer, but I do that after the time lapse. I don't know why I'm mentioning it now. Now comes the part that I was honestly not just worried about, but also a little confused by. Not now. This is easy, putting the barrier down. But you'll see when it starts to get a little more troubling. So again, I use glass as the barrier, and I that's a mistake. It shouldn't be glass. It needs to be grade 3 resistance. Glass is grade 2, so I actually need to upgrade that next session as well. And we'll probably upgrade it to be the wooden pieces, like the logs, because that fits, I think, the aesthetic best. But yeah, you can see, so this is where it starts to get a little complicated. It's like, all right, well, I guess we need guest gateways to make sure that our guests are able to go in and out, but they have to be sealed off so that the animals can't get in. And then, of course, that doesn't really look good, so I have to go in and I have to adjust what the caps look like of this walkway on either end, because I want things to look believable. I want things to look at least somewhat, functional. With a little bit of wiggle room, I'm willing to accept that some things won't be perfect, but I want to get as close as possible. So yeah, we go in and we make some adjustments over here, not the end of the world. A couple tweaks, the pieces are all there. I'm actually able to find all the pieces I need as well, which makes me very happy because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to, but there you go. You seal this off so that no apes in the walkway. That would be terrifying. Can you imagine? Just walking down and all of a sudden this giant orangutan just there to assert dominance. Anyway, terrifying. Beautiful animals though. They seem so calm, but at the same time, scary. Actually, you know what? I need y'all to let me know in the comments. Who's your favorite orangutan? For me, it's hard. It's either, King Louis or, I forget his name. From Planet of the Apes. Oh, what's his name? But you know who I'm talking about. It's a hard pick. I'm curious to know yours. But yeah, anyway, but back on topic, you can see, again, it's a little confusing, the enclosure entrance and exit, and if you think that part was confusing, which I did, the next part's going to be even worse. Because, like I said, it's going to be a double walkthrough, right? So we have the one walkthrough, and the second walkthrough is the path that we already had down. So once I put some trees down, I believe the next step is for me to work on the other side, or not 100% sure. I know I put some more vegetation down over here because I wanted the greenery to spread a little bit. I figured I'd beautify the space as I went along. I decided to adjust the. Again, I'll have to change all that, but I wanted to just adjust the shape of the enclosure walls so it looks a little bit nicer. But yeah, I'll have to make that all into wood. Thankfully, I used glass. Glass can curve and stuff, so when I swap it over to wood, it'll just be a quick swap, but that is something that needs doing. And over here at the caps, again, just trying to make sure that the animal is not able to climb up and get out. Now, I didn't realize that they're not actually able to climb the curved rooftops, but I wanted to make sure I had my bases covered, obviously. Just taking the time out to build this little section over here. And I figured we'd actually put the name. So, I think I need 2 names for the orangutan enclosure. One is for this walkthrough that we just laid out, and one will be for the enclosure as a whole. I feel like this walkthrough is an experience of its own. The other walkthrough isn't really a walkthrough, if I'm honest with myself, and I think, I'm about to build it right now. It is technically a walkthrough, and it certainly took the effort of putting a walkthrough together, but if I were to arrive at the zoo and be like, I'd like to walk through the orangutan enclosure, the one that I just finished placing is the one I would have been talking about, right? So I think that's reasonable. Anyway, so you can see over here now, I'm building the connection to the other side of the enclosure. Now, here's the thing. It's over the top. It's ridiculous, and I probably shouldn't have done it. This does cause a couple of issues. Some issues I'll be tackling during this time-lapse, some I'll be discovering after the time-lapse, and some we'll be solving next session. There's no telling if the orangutan will actually, if they'll make their way over. Because these are climbing surfaces, so it feels like the animals are a bit more hesitant to use climbing surfaces. I'm going to try and bait them from one side to the other using food and resting spaces and things like that, but we'll see how they actually interact with the space. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to make sure that the animals could climb over top, but the people could pass underneath, right? So I had to put in 2 entrance gates, sort of back to back. You can see I'm just capping another gap over here. No big deal. But yeah, I had to put 2 entrance gates back to back, a very short amount of space, a very small amount of space. And again, because these guest gates don't have adjustable sizes, like for the path, it looks a little messy. I don't mind it, but it does look a little messy. But I needed to do that so that I could make this all into one enclosure and still have people walking through. And again, don't know if it works perfectly. We'll find out. Find out together. But yeah, there you go. So now we have our second walkthrough. And again, you see what I mean? This is kind of a smaller walkthrough. You could wait in there. It'd be a pretty cool spot to wait, especially when it's completed. You'll see why. But it's you know, it's not really a walkthrough per se. It's a mini walkthrough. Anyway, now here's the other issue. I wonder if I solve it now or if I wait until later. I believe I duplicate this over to make better use of the space. That was the minimum distance I had to put these guest gates apart, so I had to make it kind of work a bit nicer. Maybe it would have been wiser to just put the climbing platform, the climbing bridge more in the center, but instead I decided to double up for some reason. Okay, no, I don't deal with the keeper problem just yet. I decided to seal this off because I realized, you know what, the orangutan is halfway across the bridge and decides to hop on out, then it could do that. That's a problem. So that's the thing. With this enclosure, it started with a massive idea, and I was like, just insistent on executing it. And I'm not upset that I was insistent on it. It just, as each portion got completed, I was like, oh, hang on a second. I didn't realize this is going to be a problem. Because I, like, for example, here I was like, oh, wait a second. The orangutan could just hop down into the walkway if it wanted to, so we have to block that off. And oh, hang on a second, it could just jump out of this walkway if it wanted to, so I got to block that off. There's so much going on, even over here. It's like, oh right, I got to build a cage over here, because otherwise the orangutan could just walk in. Got to block it off. So all these moving parts that I just was not foreseeing. So some of these, again, we'll have to finesse next session, but we're very close actually. Well, I would say we're like 90% done. I wanted to try and finish this enclosure today because, again, I know it's nice when we try and get stuff done in a session. And plus, even just as a personal goal, I wanted to try and get it done today. Anyway, so now is when I decide to tackle an issue I noticed a while ago, which is the keeper issue. How does the keeper get from one end to the other? You can only put one habitat gate down. So how do the keepers actually go from one end to another? This is where I'm really worried about this enclosure. And this is actually more so than the animal. This is what will determine if we have to split this up into multiple enclosures or if we can keep it as one. I'm hoping that by building a small underground network, our keepers will be able to come down and cross over to the other side, and on both sides, because there's 3/3 to this enclosure. So I'm hoping that this underground network will do the trick, because if it doesn't, we have a problem, right? Because we have to make sure that the keepers are able to get everywhere. We have to make sure that they're able to clean everything. They're able to put food down where needed. There again, just checking the height of this tunnel. So yeah, I'd be lying to you if I said I was 100% confident that this would work, but I was 100% adamant that this must work. So there's that, right? Anyway, I mean, here's hoping. We'll find out soon enough. I'm excited for it. I think I mentioned this last session. It's nice to challenge myself with something a little hectic, a little over the top, because that really puts my skills to the test, and I like being tested like that. So we'll find out. I definitely had a lot of fun trying to problem solve this enclosure. And again, y'all let me know in the comments what you think. Of course, is it over the top? 100%. This is a little over the top. And that's not just a reference to the fact that the orangutan goes over the top of the guest. This enclosure is over the top in more ways than one. But I mean, I've said it countless times. They're one of my favorite animals. I wasn't gonna hold back, right? I wasn't gonna hold back. But yeah, so here now on the other side. So on one side we've got like that temple construct thing going, and on the other side I thought we'd make like a little jungle gym treehouse, something a bit more man-made, so to speak, so that it kind of blends the two approaches, I suppose, is the way to put it. So yeah, a bit of a jungle gym or something. I thought this would be the actual house that the orangutan live in. So here we're going to actually add some more trees around it so they can climb around, add some vines, which again, they're not going to be able to use to climb, but it's the aesthetic. And actually, when I was putting the vine down, I was like, oh, you know, it'd be really fun. Is a little swing. Now, the Toronto Zoo, if I recall correctly, Toronto Zoo's orangutan enclosure has a swing, and they use it, and it is absolutely adorable. Of course, this swing doesn't actually have physics, so it won't actually work like one, but that's our headcanon, right? We can pretend. Anyway, so you can see I've put a couple of pieces of bedding, some so you can hide from the sun, some so you can bask in the sun. The orangutan have fun, right? And then I decide to go and put down some food. So again, I try to spread the hard shelter, and the feeding area so that the animals are actually encouraged to explore and move around. The problem, of course, is I don't know if our keepers are able to move around and take care of all the zones, all the spots, but we'll adjust accordingly. That said, I'm really pleased with the enclosure. I think once again, it's doing something that we haven't done before. I would say hasn't been done before, but I don't know that. But we certainly haven't done it before. It is extremely complicated. Yes, it's big, but it's big and natural as opposed to one of our big constructed areas. So, you know, it's a little different. It transitions from the fishing village to the temple really nicely, I think. And yeah, it's again, it's a little different. I'm really pleased with it. I'm really pleased with it. I'm glad we tried it. If it doesn't work out perfectly, you know, I'm not upset about that. I'm glad that we tried it. And if it doesn't work, we'll adjust it accordingly. Anyway, one last kind of step over here, I guess, is to build this curved path up over here. I thought it'd be another potential nice viewing angle. And to actually get people up over here, I thought I'd put down an information center, food, drink, washrooms, all the usual. Get some solar panels down as well, so that people are, again, they're influenced to come up there. Another viewing spot. I decide to extend the housing complex a little bit. Again, we can fit, I think it's 6 orangutan in an enclosure. So whether this ends up becoming 2 enclosures because we can't make it 1 because it doesn't work, or, you know, whatever ends up happening, I wanted to build this alternative viewing angle. I just think it'd be cool. And again, even if the AI doesn't comprehend that it can see these animals from multiple angles, you and I can. And to me, that's a big deal as well, right? Like that we've considered that if you're, you know, a kid or even an adult, it doesn't matter who you are. If you're excited to see the animals, I want to give you multiple viewing platforms. I want to give you a full-on elite experience, right? That's the plan here. Even the benches up there, it's like, yeah, you get up there, you grab a snack, you sit down, you eat, you drink, you watch. I feel like that extra addition was necessary. Now here I decided to fix the food dogs, but then I wasn't sure if I got this right or if I got it wrong. Now I need to double check and triple verify my research before I make that edit. So I decided to set that down and put down some donation bins, put down some education boards, all the usual trappings of an enclosure. But that's all the big stuff that I think that needs talking about. Once the education boards are put down, I do recolor the donation bins to match the orangutan a bit better. I go with like a double orange color scheme, and I do put down another solar panel as well that I'm going to do right now to make sure we have better power coverage. But yeah, I mean, it was a pretty intense build. It was definitely a fatiguing build, but I enjoyed it. I had a vision in my mind throughout the entire process, which is why I didn't feel like I had to stop. There were some relatively constant and consistent challenges that kept causing some concern, but I think we've overcome them. We won't find out until later on in the session, and potentially some solutions or some problems we won't even see until next session or the session after, or even after that. But I like the groundwork we've got going, and I'm really excited to see how the animals and the guests interact with this space. But y'all let me know what you think. As always, curious to know your thoughts and your suggestions. All right, folks, we are back from what is the longest time lapse I've recorded in a fair amount of time. That was 2 straight hours of work for something that I'm going to be 100% honest, I don't even know if it's going to work properly. And you might have noticed me noticing, and I probably remarked on it during the time lapse itself, but just to touch on it a little bit, in real time, just because I'm not sure how much detail I got into, but my hope, and I if it doesn't work, I'm fine with it. It's not the end of the world. We can make some minor tweaks to it to make the enclosure work still. And yes, maybe I made it too big, and yes, maybe it's too intricate, but I couldn't help myself. I said it countless times before. The orangutan is one of my favorite animals. It's right up there, right? And we've seen what happens when we start talking about my favorite animals. I try stuff, and so I couldn't help myself. Let's hope it works. So here's the thing, right? You can only have one habitat gate entrance for your keepers at any habitat, which I wish they would change for things like this, but so be it. This is what I have to work with. This single habitat is probably going to need a couple of keepers because, okay, one keeper can come through here and, cleans the area. Oh, is this water? Oh, yeah, the water's being filtered, by the way, because it's connected over here. That's why I connected it, because we've got the filtration up there, so that water is going to keep this water clean. That filter is going to keep this water clean. Anyway, so a keeper can come in through here and hopefully clean, stuff up over here if there's, poop and stuff. Put food down over here. I believe there's, actually there might not be with this tree over here. This might be too narrow. Even if it's not too narrow, it looks terrifying. So let's go ahead and just widen this a little bit. There, so that should be fine for walking on. I'm pretty sure it's fine for walking on. We'll find out. We'll find out. So a keeper can come in. They can walk over here, go around, put food up over here, put food on the table, so to speak. And I think I need to smooth this out a little bit as well, maybe. There we go. And so that's that's one guy, maybe. Another guy, let's go down over here, through the tunnel, make this little hike over here. I think that's fine for them to climb. I don't think that'll be a problem. And then over here, go around and clean stuff. So, there's that. And then another person probably has to go down that same tunnel, except head this way, so they can watch their head, so they can climb up over here. This might be a little steep. I might need to smooth this out a little bit. Maybe if we kind of do something like that. There we go. And maybe like curve it a little bit over here. There, that might work. So they have to come up over here, right, around this bend, and put some food down over there, clean this area. We might need like 4 keepers, and I don't mind. There's another one over here. I don't mind because I want it to work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Fine, we'll make it simpler. Maybe we'll split it into 2 habitats. That's an option as well. But I'm pretty excited to see if this does work. It would be ridiculously awesome to see them kind of go back and forth and sleep over here and eat over here, and I don't know. I'm pumped. Let's hit play and get the animals in, I suppose. I'm so out of it because I'm just confused. That's a lot. That's poof. Right, we need to get the animals. There's a couple other things. I'm going to touch on some management stuff, I think, before I get the orangutan in here. And hopefully everything works out. Oh, I realized I need to actually get the heating in here as well. So if we check over here, by the way, group size of 1 to 6, so 1 male up to 5 females. That's pretty good. I think we can use the space pretty well. Also, the relation with humans is confident, which is why I've not used 2-way glass. I've just used I've not used 1-way glass. I've used regular glass. Glass also can't be climbed, so I'm hoping that'll prevent them from making their escapes. God, they're such beautiful animals. What was I looking for? Right, climate. 8 to 40 degrees. So let's go ahead, and I think I can pull the ones from the Komodo dragons, because these are probably in like the 30s, yeah. Let's go ahead and pull those and drop them down around this, around the way over here. Get a couple of these down. They'll hopefully heat the path up as well. It'll warm our people as well as, they'll warm our guests as well as our animals. 30 degrees isn't that bad. 30 degrees is fine. Normally I try to separate the path from the animals if the animals like it a little too hot, but 30 is not that bad. Plus, there's the fall off as well, right? So it's probably actually going to be around 20 out there. Let's get the heating over here as well. There we go. I know it's a lot of heaters, but I think you kind of need them to maintain that much of a temperature difference from the baseline. It's funny too though, because like all of our temple structures are kind of hidden with the trees. I mean, as expected, right? As expected, we're trying to do that whole nature has reclaimed this area kind of a thing, right? So if nature has reclaimed the area, then it doesn't care about the views. Obviously, this is still a manufactured experience, so we care about the views. From a guest perspective, the views are good. But from overhead, we've got these giant trees. And who's to say trees aren't a good view, right? I like trees. Especially the tamarind trees with the little orange spot color specks. Wow, this is a... Is this my biggest enclosure? It might be. It might be. Alright, there we go. Should have done this during the time lapse, my apologies. Alright. So that's temperature taken care of as well. And we do have up over here, I'm going to need your name suggestions. Oh, I was going to... I forgot that in this time lapse I was also going to apply the name to our enclosure over here. You know what? I'll do that next session. I'll do that next session along with a beauty pass. So beauty pass is going to tie these guys together. Okay. Oh man, there's so much going on. So, not to sound flustered. Next session, we're going to do a beauty pass. In that beauty pass, we're going to beautify this stuff, make this area a bit prettier, make this area prettier, make this area prettier. So basically, cap Southeast Asia off. Do everything over here, including these staff pieces, I guess. Probably get a keeper hut back there, or make the path connect back there so that keepers don't have to go all the way around or anything like that. Rather, vendors don't have to go all the way around. Keepers, they have their entrance right over here. So that is my plan for next session. It will include adding the name, because I've picked a name for here. So it's going to include adding a name here for the Komodo dragons. And I need your name suggestions for the orangutan. And I also need your name suggestions for a Hat's Fantastic, a Missy Good, an Information Center, a Gulpy Soda, a Cosmic Cow Ice Cream, and that's about it. We're not going to name toilet blocks, except for one, and I'll more details on that when the time comes. So yeah, get your name suggestions in for all of that. We'll make it all looking, make it all pretty next session as well, and hopefully name everything here in this corner. Now, many of you have actually, on the topic of that beauty pass, many of you, I would say most of you, have suggested that we do in fact make this gray. Some of you have suggested that we make a blend of the two, try and find a way if we can blend the two, which is, something I've seen in my references. And some of you have said just keep it as is. I'm gonna think about it and make a call based on what everything ends up feeling and looking like. I might try the blended option. Okay. I believe that's everything we need to do at pause. Because I do want to hit play and see some progress, see time move forward. Sure. Let's go ahead, hit play, take a look at some of the problems I need to solve, and get some new animals in here. Oh, man. That was a lot of fun doing that time lapse. I had a lot of fun. I'll be honest, I stressed out at one point. When I realized that there's no way to connect all these parts and pieces together, I got a little stressed out, but I wanted to do the overpass, or the underpass, I guess, if you're the person, you were going under the animals. I wanted to do that. That was the plan since day 0. Since before I had the game, I was like, I want to do apes, and I want to have them, apes or monkeys, whatever. I want to have them go over people. In fact, my video about I'm just waiting for the game to catch up, by the way. I've unpaused, just waiting. My video about 3 unique enclosures, one of them was this idea, because I've had it since the game was first announced. I was like, oh, wouldn't that be awesome? All right, cool. Looks like we're back in it. Multiple, yes, I'm painfully aware of that. We're going to fix that when the animals are actually in. Game's still catching up. One thing I think I'm going to do, if it gets too laggy, I'm going to start reducing the number of guests we can see, because that's a big part of it, and that'll help. Animals have low welfare. What's the deal here? Flamingo Park. Right. So it's possible, yes, I think that's just it, that our keepers aren't able to get to the feeding trays because of our custom... It's not a custom barrier, though. It's just a part of the path. But either way, that might be what's blocking them. So let's move the feeding trays, and that will hopefully allow these flamingos to be more easily fed. I'm hoping. We'll find out. I got a bunch of suggestions in the comments as to what it could be. This needs to be cleaned up. I got a bunch of suggestions as to what it could be. And by the way, I was right about the eyes. I was right about the eyes. We're going to have some baby dragons, baby. Oh, look how happy she looks. I'm assuming that's Our Lady. Yes. Offspring due March of the year 109. Wow, takes quite some time. Takes quite some time. But nonetheless, that's coming. We have some more smoke over here that I should get rid of. As more moving parts get added, it all just gets a bit more hectic, doesn't it? There we go. We'll swap that out later. That's not my concern right now. So hopefully the Flamingo feel okay after this whole food thing is done. I suspect this will help. I suspect this will help. Let's call the keeper in here, just in case, and we'll see what happens there. All right, what else is there to do? There's a couple of things. So first of all, let's go ahead, look at our zoo, look at our staff, and look at our vet research, specifically. Little Frank, I want you researching the Komodo dragon. And pretty soon we're going to have to research the orangutan as well. One thing that was suggested is if maybe back over here, we've had a passing away, stuff to deal with over there as well. Back over here, if we could maybe get, like, the corner for the dragons, something like that. I really like the idea. Unfortunately, I don't think we have any other exhibit animals that would fit in this region, in, like, Southeast Asia and whatnot. So I don't know if we can do that. And stick to our theme, right? I really like the idea, though, of having the exhibits back there, because that would draw people back there as well, but unfortunately, that doesn't seem like something we can actually do while sticking to theme. Sorry, let's go ahead and over here. There we go. Seems I've made a bit of a mistake, and I was expecting immaculate birth over here, potentially. Who among you has better genetics? 2566 versus... Wow. Okay, Violetta, the trade center, please. Let's go ahead and get ourselves a male centipede. Yeah, sure. Adopt you. Bring you in there. Actually, on the topic of immaculate births and whatnot, apparently, this was mentioned to me on Twitter a couple sessions ago, and I keep forgetting to mention it, but apparently there was a Komodo dragon very recently that laid eggs without a male partner. And I'm trying to remember the news article in detail, but there were babies without a male partner. So that's interesting. I forget which is who it was. So, but still, pretty interesting. On the topic of babies, though, looks like we're about to have baby tigers due in June, year 108. So that's really soon, actually. Lots going on. We've got our centipede taken care of. Oh, right. Actually, also on the topic of babies. Look at how massive our zoo is. Getting from one enclosure to another takes forever now. Over here, seems as though Zantara... Oh, don't tell me those are... Well, that's why we kept Zantara around. So she's related to Searless. Right? But she is currently pregnant as well. Which is why we haven't got rid of her just yet. Well, I could keep her on contraceptives. Let me actually check. Searless, we should be changing your name. Look at the animals here. What's your problem? You're old, you're... okay. Check here. Searless. Why are they consistently putting food on the ground? Okay, dude, relax. Thank you. There we go. So you're the father. If we compare your mates, hopefully Zantara is inbreeding, but she's on contraceptives. Zavrina is fine. Yardley is fine. Sante is inbreeding as well. And Zophany is inbreeding too. I thought I got rid of them. Zophany is on... Oh, I guess she must be old as well. No, I gotta get rid of you. Send to the trade center, I guess. This is, I'm confused as to how I missed so many of them. Zantara is pregnant. Zavrina is on contraceptives. Reduced fertility anyway. She's really old. Let's go ahead and maybe rehome Zavrina. Where are you? Zavrina. Oh my god, what a view this would be. This is exactly what I was hoping for when I made this tower. No, I can only release to the wild or trade. Well, too old for either of those. We'll just let her pass away. Yardley is about to mate. I really hope this is acceptable. I think it is. I think it is. It would have warned me otherwise that it's inbreeding. Zantara, you're fine. Zavrina, you're okay. Yardley, you're expecting offspring. Sante is inbreeding, so you're on contraceptives. Zophny, also contraceptives. Okay. Let's go ahead to our zoo. Go ahead and take a look at our animals. Habitat only, and we want our pronghorn antelope. So Zophny, well, hold on. Where's Buddy again? We'll take a look at the stud book. So Zantara, old, about to pass away. Santi, where are you? Santi, you. And children, you've already had children. Good job. Okay, so just Santi needs to be taken away. Fair enough. Everybody else is in the trade center. And Zantara's on contraceptives. Okay. Santi we can probably release to the wild. Good genes, I think. Let's do that. Though again, I probably wouldn't have been a bad idea to give her to another zoo. Okay, whew. Sorry if I seem a little all over the place. I don't know why I was so thrown off by that entire endeavor. Anyways, back over here now. What I want to do is I want to get mist, not smoke, but mist. That should get us the right look. Yes, there we go. I had a feeling mist was an option, but for some reason didn't realize that I wasn't using it. That should feel and look a lot more like we're hoping for here. Yes, there we go. A little mist here. Makes it a bit more mysterious, right? A bit more mystical. I should add some security cameras, otherwise people will start causing mist demeanors. Let's go ahead and add another one here. I want it to be nice and dense. There we go. I feel like that's feeling close. Cool. Let's go take a look at our wolves. A lot of them are maturing. I'm definitely glad they changed how like packs work and stuff. Chloe, wow, good genes. A little baby. Fenrir, amazing alpha. Oh, instant adult here. Yaleta, good stuff. Size is a little small. What are you doing, Geralt? Getting old is what you're doing, Geralt. Getting old. What a cutie. Never gets old. These are some serious stats. I gotta mark more animals for I never yet noticed that they actually do that whole pad the floor down. No, stop it. Yeah. Imagine having to interrupt two camels. It's like, hey, listen, stop. All right, let's see. The mum here is 50, 50, 66, 66. The offspring, 41, 75, 66, 83. I mean, I guess Taban is better, but only marginally. I'm tempted to send Taban off. Are you? I'm tempted to send Taban off, like, into the trade center. Because I believe Chulun and Neckhill can have a few more kids, maybe with better genes. Don't lie down right next to them. that size gene is really kind of limited here because it's so similar. It might be better to keep Taban. Might be the right way to go. I'll make a judgment call on that later. All right, so this is all done. That's all done. We've got money kind of fluctuating a lot more than I'd like it to. Now again, it's been paused for a while, so it's hard to get a read on like ticket sales and things like that. Gotta keep an eye on it, but I'm a little worried about our expenses. Hopefully, once the orangutan come in, it's gonna be a decent view, and people will be dropping some serious donations. And we've got a couple, like when I get the Himalayan brown bear in, for example, that'll hopefully make more donations come from that part of the zoo as well. So lots of stuff to get benefits out of still. I want to see what the pricing is right now. Everything at Gulpy Soda 408 is too expensive. Are you kidding me? What are y'all saying about the ticket price? The price is fair. I feel like I should be able to charge more considering how much bigger we've gotten since the last time we hiked prices. Gulpy Soda 408. Okay, it seems like a lot of people are complaining about Gulpy Soda. Everything's too expensive. I did raise the prices recently. Because if people aren't buying, then I'm gonna make less money than if people are buying. $7.50. Hopefully, more people buying for a lower price will make us more money, right? Like that's just how it works. It's just how it works. Time has just flown by. Damn right it has. Yeah, people didn't really care for the price at Gulpy Soda 408. How is this still remaining unnamed? This needs to be named. I need a name for Gulpy Soda 408, and also, actually, our elephant, by the way, the enclosure is called the Ivory Palace, but maybe I haven't named the enclosure itself. I have, okay. It was pointed out in the comments a couple sessions ago, and I was like, wait a second. Did I actually forget to name that? All right, looks like we're fine to bring our new animals in. Negative 14k, again, a lot of building and stuff, right? Oh, Sarah's had some babies. I gotta check on these babies first. I didn't mean to check on their cuteness, but I guess that comes naturally when you zoom into them. Let's take a look at their genes. All right, that's not bad. 191, that's real good. And up over here, Vedika, 191. I mean, these, I'm getting some great, absolutely excellent Bengal tigers over here. Not only are they adorable, but genetically very strong. Very, very strong. Let's go ahead and, you know what, we've got a good breeding pair here. We'll get a lot more good babies out of them. What I would like is, let's see, 191, 66, 50. 191, 66, 83. So Vedika has very good stats. So what I want to do is, with my animal trading, I want to keep the superior male Bengal tiger. Justin's getting kind of old. The reason why I want to do that is because I want to continue pushing. How do I have so many? I want to continue pushing the quality of genes here. Come on, let me select Veer. Oh man, Veer's great genes, 9.8. The maximum age on these guys. 15 years. So still has quite a few years of baby making in him. Animal trading, rather. I'm keeping an eye on my money. I'm a little worried, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, fine. So that's the decision, I guess. I guess Veer gets to stay. So Akshay, let's go ahead and take a look at how much we can trade Bengal tigers for. I imagine they go for quite a bit. Bengal tiger. Yes, please. Take a look. Male Bengal tiger. Really? 200, 600 for... What are the genes like? Pretty poor. 600, 500, 1,000, 1,300. I don't... 1,300 for this? This is not worth 1,300. A mole here, 1,400. I think we can sit in the 1,400 range. I think we're safe to do that. We could start at 2K. Let's start at 2K. We can work our way down. I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair. Come on, flip that page. All right, so Akshay. Go ahead and trade you for 2,000. Right. All right. We're at 10.6K right now. Just got to keep that in mind. Advaith, you're worth trading as well. I'm pretty sure you've got good genes. Yeah, pretty good genes. Trade you. Let's try you for 2,000 as well. This time the suggested price is so much higher. So cute. Can I? No, I can't orbit while also having my menus open. Amrita, we can get rid of you as well. A little bit cheaper, I guess. Immunity is kind of low. Let's go with 1,800. Actually, let's go with 1,600. If the game would let me. Close enough. Close enough. You're all up. Aradhya. Solid genes, but really kind of on the older side. Let's trade for 500. Let's try it. Because again, I have to be honest with myself. She is old. She's also a Bengal tiger, but Justin. Let's hang on to Justin for now. Amira. Fantastic genes. Definitely 2,000. And again, I might pull them down to 1,400 from 2,000, but I want to try it at 2,000 first. We'll see if anybody bites, so to speak. Vedika, we can trade you for 2,000 as well. Now, many of you have mentioned that it might be a good idea to keep some of these animals, so when we start our next zoo in the franchise, we'll have access to these animals from the beginning. Fair, but I kind of feel bad that they're just sitting in storage. Again, I like to roleplay my games rather than min-max them. And I feel kind of bad that they're just sitting there, you know, in storage, getting older. Feels wrong, I guess. Not sure why Buddy's here. Let's get you back into Yanasi Plains. There you go. Now with our snow leopards, I forget. Did I get a breeding pair or did I not? No one mentioned otherwise in the comments, so I imagine I have a pair. Oh, hiding from the rain? No, you're not. I like trying to find them. It just feels like a little game. Feels like I'm at the zoo. Oh, there's one. So we have a male, and I believe a female was baby we had, right? Where are you? Where are you? Obviously, if it takes me too long to find them, I will use the tools the game has given us. All right. Where is... Oh, she's pregnant. Oh, she's hiding up over here. Wow. Good camo. Good camo. Feb, year 109. It's already almost year 109. It's November of year 108. All right, so our snow leopards are taken care of, so we can trade these guys out as well. Oh, one of our tigers is gone. Was purchased. Aradhya was taken for 500. Fair enough. Looks like Vedika we couldn't get rid of for 1,200. Fair enough. I'm really worried about our money. Problem here. Marketing. Could save a little bit of money there. Food is obviously expensive. I could reduce the cost of food significantly. Power costs. Facility costs. It's all reasonable. What's the big difference? The big difference is income. That's the difference. It's not expenses. Our expenses haven't changed all that much. Our income has changed massively. That's the real problem. Animals are hungry again. I have a caretaker or a keeper who's designated to just do food in this area. I could hire a bunch of keepers that are basically just left to free roam, but I think our zoo is getting a little too big for that. I think we're getting just a little too big for that. Now, the other suggestion was that this happens often because the closest keeper hut is pretty far away. I could have sworn we put one relatively nearby. There's a keeper hut like right over there. Oh, actually, I guess it's pretty far away. I'll have to keep an eye on these guys a bit more. They're no longer hungry, so there's that. Fair enough. Oh, Inspector has arrived. Habitat 32 is what? Oh, want to see Booty. Or Buddy, if you will. Hungry, but otherwise fine. Can we make sure he's not hungry? Go ahead and get the keeper is coming in every month. Yeah. Got a keeper in here. The staff room and everything over here. Let's go ahead and add a couple more keepers though. My eye is very much on our financial situation. I mean, hey, neat to have another challenge again. 2 more keepers. I said get 2 more keepers. Before this guy gets away. Trying to get away from the salary adjustment. Feed in the India Center, and you tried to trick me by kind of like going back and forth. Clean habitat in India Center. And feed. Let's do both with you. Cool. We're going to rank them up when we can, of course. Apart from that, we need a new work zone and everything as well. Let's go ahead and... I can't even see with all the snow. Let's go ahead and go to our zoo. Take a look real quick at crime. Replace all this stuff. Make sure it's all fixed up. Please and thank you. And now staff work zone. Let's go ahead and add a new work zone. First of all, let's edit Southeast Asia entrance. Let's go ahead and get rid of all of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. This. All that. As well as this. Okay, cool. Instead, yeah, this is Southeast Asia entrance. Now we need a new work zone. This is Southeast Asia. Let's call it main. Because there isn't really much else to it. It's going to be everything over there. And it's going to be everything over here. Come on, there we go. That covers all of our bases. I believe it does. Need to add you as well. Yes, that's got everything covered. Toilet block included. Yeah. Oh, let's add you too. Why not? And let's add you as well. Great. So to this work zone, we're going to add. We're going to need a lot. This is going to get expensive. Oh man, we went from 1.4 to 1.3 and we keep sinking. We have a huge buffer, so that's good, but that buffer will go away. All right, let's pause for a second because I don't want these people walking away from me. Let's get 5 caretakers. Let's go ahead and get 1, 2, it's what, 2 animals, 3 animals? We can get 5 of you, because again, we've got the massive orangutan enclosure. Just the 1 mechanic, maybe 2 mechanics actually. This is a big section of the zoo. Big section of the zoo. We need security as well. 1 security guard should do the trick. And we don't need a new vet. All right, so all of you will be working only the Southeast Asia main. I can drop your salary a little bit. Same thing over here. Southeast Asia main, can't drop salary there. Drop your salary a touch, and there we go. Gotta get you to Southeast Asia main. There we go, there we go. And it's gonna take me a quick second. And after this, I'm going to get the beautiful new animals that this whole episode is supposed to be about. A little sidetrack with all the management stuff, but can't really run a zoo without managing it, right? As we can see with our financial circumstances. I'm nervous. I'd be lying to you if I didn't say I was nervous. Here's 1 more clip there. Gotta retain as much money as possible right now. As much. Station main, let's go. And again, the problem isn't that we are spending too much money, and obviously now we're gonna be spending a bit more now that we've hired all these new people. But that's not the problem. The problem is that we're not getting enough money. Now let's unpause. Oh. And let's get you Southeast Asia main. Alright, that's got to do the trick there. Let's take a look here. Yeah, if we compare last year and the year before, you'll see that the problem is there is a 23K discrepancy in terms of money made, in terms of income. Expenses have gone up as well, sure. It totals up to be a 40K discrepancy. Fair enough. Yikes. We got a runway. We got a runway. Let's go ahead and get some orangutan, I think. I wish the rain would stop. Got research complete over here. Good stuff. I want to make them a bit happier maybe, but I don't think they need anything right now. Are we getting food over here? Where is our keeper? They should be able to reach that feeding platform. I could adjust the train a little bit just to make 100% certain. Just raise it a little bit. I feel like that's connected. That should do the trick. They must be able to get up from there. Okay, we'll keep an eye on it. But let's just check here. Are you still hungry? No, so you've been fed. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and adopt, because we have to obviously do the quarantine and stuff as well. So over to animal trading. Animal died. Why? Why? Oh, Santara. We knew it was going to happen. Oh my god. This always looks like they've drowned. It's so terrible. Oh no, right next to a baby too. Imagine watching that. Who's your mom? Oh my god, you just watched your mom die. Going Bambi over here. Okay, let's get away from that. Get away from that. Right. Animal trading. Animal market. Let's get ourselves some orangutan. Alright. Ooh. You know what? Jay Chandra, it's gonna be you. Gold status. Adopt. I said adopt. Don't take her away from me. Beautiful. Half albino. Interesting. Very low fertility, though. Very low fertility. So what do we got over here? 67, 83, 67, 83. Interesting number. Should have checked the age. 18 years. Might be a little bit old. Maybe I wasted my money. But, you know, it wouldn't be a Party Elite episode without me getting an animal that's too old. No, okay, they live for 44 years. We're fine. We're fine. Oh, look at that. Not sure what happened there, but something did. Back to the animal market. Siege. Kind of low. Elang. Okay stats. Let me go to my species here. Go back to just the Bornean orangutan. There we go. Need a male. That low fertility is stopping me here. What about you, Vikal? I think I'm better off waiting and getting a better option, you know what I mean? Rather than rushing and getting poor genes. Because it's one thing to get middling genes, it's another thing to get poor genes. So, let's go ahead and take a look at our animal storage. And let's get Jay Chandra. Move you. Come on. To quarantine. Now, is that one closer, or... Yeah, that one's definitely closer. Need to add another keeper hut, actually. There we go. And eventually we'll be able to put her in. And maybe by the end of this episode, we'll find a male as well. Alright, so far 5 stars and 5 stars. Let's see if we can't find a way to make some... Oh, no, what happened? How did you... What? Okay, first of all, take a second to appreciate the cuteness. Second of all, this clipping has to stop. Because that's what was happening to my snow leopards as well. They were clipping through the water, and it counted them as escaped, and it's expensive. Now, again, money's not a big problem right now, but I don't want it to become a big problem. Alright, looks like we're starting to make some serious cash. I've seen it in the green for longer than it was in the red. Wish these graphs were a bit more... Ooh, like, quickly legible. I just want to see income versus loss. That's all I want to see. I want to see total profit. Well, I guess we can do that. No, why is it ticking down? There we go. Tick up. No, it's gonna tick down again. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Overthinking it. Multiple building problems. I'm guessing that's mostly scenery issues is fine. Go to mad. I'm guessing it's just the education boards or something. Now, I wanted to check over here. Are people still complaining about prices? No, people are happy there. Gulpy Soda 408 is still too expensive? Come on, man. You kidding me? Fine, let's try 7. Let's try 7. Now, again, one person's complaints shouldn't stop me from... shouldn't make me change prices. Shelter is a lifesaver. First time I've seen that. Want a queue. ATM is free. Maybe it's time to start charging for ATMs again. Wish I could have stayed longer. I mean, you can. No one's stopping you. Nothing is Gulp Tea is worth those prices. Everything is Gulp Tea is worth every price. What's going on up over here? These people are willing to pay. Really like this area. I wish I could see where they were talking about. That Bactrian camel manure would be great for my garden. What? I should inspect what guests are saying more often. What do you got over here? Teleportation abilities, apparently. All right, fair enough, fair enough. Must have crossed the rendering limit for animals. Hold on a second. Staff room perk over here. Let's maybe edit that. Happiness faster. We changed to PR course. Then we might be able to make guests happier. I could do that across the board, but if guests are happier, they tend to donate more. I'm wondering if I need to spend some time on that kind of stuff. What's the deal over here? Again, I still wish that donations could be separated by animal. How are we doing up over here? Still doing okay, hopefully. It's okay. I like its grandeur. Not just about making money, it's about looking good while doing it, right? What's the deal over here? Nothing. 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 You kidding me? After all that struggle? Why has the keeper not come here? Weird. Quarantine passed. All right. Get you in here. The one we've been waiting for. Excuse me. I said. Let's get you in here. I'm very curious to see how they interact with the space. And let me just check real quick. Might as well see if a new animal has become available. Nah. Nothing good here. That fertility, again, difficult to breed is... Also, the price is just not worth it. Just simply not worth it. What am I trying to do here? What am I trying to do here? I gotta change these education boards, right? Still can't. Gotta wait until the animal is actually delivered, I suppose. There's a long way to go. I might want to swap where the keeper gate is rather than it being down over here. I might put it up over here so it's closer to the keeper hut. It's easier to feed and whatnot. Dangerous animal escaped. Little baby Komodo dragons. Oh. Oh, they're so cute. Also, they've hardly escaped. Don't make such a big deal out of something so small. People just dropping their balloons. Come on, guys. It's fine. It's just I forgot to edit this. There we go. Now it's fine. Alright, where is our orangutan? Select you. No, don't go from below. Go from above. This was my one thing I was worried about is like, are they going to go this way or the way that I intend them to go? Go this way. It counts as an escape, obviously. Trying to figure out how I can make it so that only my keepers can go through. Anyway, let's just do a quick check over here. A little bit more short grass, a little less long grass. We've got more than enough space, more than enough climbing. That's good. Environment they're happy with. Great. So just got to adjust the grass a little bit. Close you. Paint the terrain. Right, make it shorter, right? Yes. Up the intensity, please. There we go. And still too much long grass. Where is all the long grass anyway? I vaguely remember it mostly being like dirt and stuff over here. Some back over here, I guess. Some more back over here. Some rock we can get rid of for sure. Alright. Get them there. Get them there. Yeah, where is all this long grass? Down over here. Too much short grass now. Fine, let's add some soil. Okay, there we go. There we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so yeah, my concern was with regards to them maybe coming through. I could do barrier with a guest gate, I suppose. Do like this kind of a thing, right? Really pushing the systems of the game. Probably in ways it wasn't meant to be pushed. Probably. Cap you off over there. And cap you off over here as well, please. There we go. And if I could just get... I should have added this barrier. Now, I'm not sure if keepers will be able to go through. I wish you could see keeper paths as well. They should be able to walk through this, no problem. Technically. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and just add a little bit of terrain down here. By terrain, I mean a rock. Obviously, we're going to do taiga because that's what fits our region best. One of these. There we go. There we go. I buy that. All right, cool. Now, before we hit play, I want to make sure that our education boards are saying the right thing. So you got to be tang. There we go. That's why I kind of hesitate to put the education boards down before getting the animal in. Okay, let's do that. Anything over here? The good thing is they'll all be red in the education heat map. Very easily tell where where I've left one behind. The volume for you is fine. You're fine, actually, yeah. Over here, let's get you as well. All right. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure I can maximize donations. The reason why I'm doing this while paused is because I want to make sure I can maximize donations as much as possible. I'm really hoping that the orangutan brings some money in. I don't think we spent that much money in building its enclosure, but, you know, you want to get your return on investment. Again, having such a large and intricate underground network might prove problematic, because if it spends, or if they spend too much time down there, we're not going to be able to see, and I might need to pull the entrance, or rather the gate a little bit closer to the entrance. Can I actually make this brown? That works a lot better. Feels like it belongs to the space a bit more, I think. Yeah, it feels like it's, you know, more intentional, I would say. Go ahead and trade you out as well. All right, so let's take a quick look. Your education radius, good stuff. Looks like we're all good. Nothing red. A little bit of overlap over here. We'll fix that. All right, let's go ahead and fix this. Down to 5, and let's get you down to 5 as well. That should be good. The tiniest touch of overlap. Fine. Let's nudge you over. There we go. Perfect. So that should be good enough. Let's go ahead and keep an eye on Buddy here. Well, this one's not called Buddy. Where's our... Let's hit play and... Camera. Dangerous animals escape. What do you mean? Which one now? And have they actually escaped? Oh my god, yes, they have. Now they've escaped. Okay, this is serious. Because the guy's game keeps just complaining pointlessly. That time it was not. That time it was a serious problem. Good thing they've stopped refunds in this game temporarily until they figure out exactly how to math it. Because otherwise, this session would have cost me a lot of money in refunds. Okay, that should keep him at bay. Alright, cool. Glad the inspector didn't see all the runaway animals. Alright. Jay-Chanda, where are you? You're seriously gonna hang out down here? Oh my god. You kidding me? I was more excited by the rubbing the belly, patting the head there. Keep an eye on animal trading as well. Money's at 1.36. Oh hey, we've made some more trades. No males here. We could get more females as well. Again, it's a 1 to 6. Show me my... Oh, no, right. Of course, it's limited by species. So it looks like... Vedika went for 2k. Amira went for 2k. Advaith went for 2k. Good stuff. Good stuff, they're worth it too. Come on, buddy. Come on, get out of here. Go up top. Get food or something. Oh, hey, we crossed this threshold finally. It's been a while. It's about time. Cash injection is nice as well. Something. Do something. Wonder if we should get another gate. Oh, would you look at that? You can't actually get over to here. Can get over to here. That's strange. Why can't, let's pull some of these over. Where's my mouse? There you are. Should be able to get over to here. I mean, guests are able to move through, at least we can see that. There, let's get you over here. Let's see if that changes. It's supposed to be going up, not down. I mean, I guess there's a view still. Weird, it doesn't count any of this as traversable. And I'm not sure why. There's enough room here for sure. Changing the terrain made a difference as well. And it's able to climb. And get up there, it can get across all the way. And climb down here as well. Supposedly. Not sure what the issue is. Where are you? There you are. Coming back out, are we? Gonna have to figure that out. Gonna have to figure that out. Are you just... Is that why you came up? Is that why you came up? Oh, well, at least people are getting a view. That kid seems sufficiently happy. Come on, get up to something. Wow. I thought you were confident. Really just gonna tuck down here, eh? Well, at least they can come to the other side. Seems like they... Yeah, they can climb the trees and stuff. Okay, good. Once it gets more crowded in here, it's going to be more interesting. Climb over here. These trees were marked as climbable. Yeah, you can kind of see the green lines. Okay. I mean, people are able to walk through, so there's that. Okay, after your wonderful view, did you donate? No, you didn't. Of course you didn't. Why would you? Why would you? Let's actually get a vet in here as well. Let's get Amelia Young, perhaps, researching. There we go. Some more toys and stuff. Buddy, why are you staying down here? I was also expecting them to be able to climb over top of this, but I guess not. You can kind of climb this. Can't go up the curve. Fair enough. Oh, this is dangerous. Where'd you go? Alright, well, you're moving through. Just want to see her interact with the space, you know? I want to see something come of it. Because again, I might have this completely wrong. I might have really pushed my luck here. Which is, it's fine. We can split it into 2 or even 3 exhibits, honestly. Still no good mail. Climb a tree. Do something. Do something. Something fun. Something crazy. Come on. All right. All right. You're next to a tree. Yes. Looking at the tree. Thinking about it. No. Yes. No. Nope. Nope. Nope, just heading back down. The animation's a little funky. The inward bending elbow. I'm trying to figure out how we can force above ground movement. I mean, maybe a bad idea to do that now anyway, considering we don't seem to have a connection over here. Which I'm still kind of confused by. Like, I can try duplicating this over, I suppose. Be able to climb down here. Let's go ahead and do this. Because I hit the M. There we go. Where are we? Habitat. Let's do this. A lot of people running around, looks like. There we go. Will that do the trick? This is a climbing angle, so it should fly. Where are you, buddy? Use this to help us out here. Are you in the tree? No, you're underground, aren't you? Of course you are. I might need to put more of these gates down, but again, I don't know if our keepers are going through those gates. To like get to all the parts of the animal needs getting to. Try and put one down up over here. Okay, little jump. Overcrowding for the Curio. I need to look into that as well. Oh man, Fenrir passed away. So focused on the orangutan here. Come on. Yes, there we go. Heading towards a new direction. I like that. And we actually... Yes, okay, so the opposite side is now traversable. So the climbing platforms did in fact help. Go. Go, come on. I just want to see something. But maybe I'm out of luck today. Maybe today's not the day. Don't head back down. Hey, hang on. I want to try and sort this out right now. Not that I don't think I can. I can't put it down. Oh, you know, I could put it down up. Nah, it's too high up. If I get rid of these and you, and I move you here-ish to flatten the train a bit more, maybe. Let's try it. Guest gate. Come on now. Come on now. Terrain too uneven. Try flattening it down over here, maybe. You can probably tell in my voice. I really want this to work. I really want this to work. Yeah, let's try that. Where are we? Habitat. No, barrier. I always mix up habitat and barrier. Come on. Okay, I can place it there. Where? Too uneven for placement. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Flatten this a bit more. Where am I? Barrier. Guest gate. Right. Find it hilarious how flat it needs the train to be. What if I do... It's fine a second ago. Sure. Let's do that. Right? Let's move you over here. Let's move you over here. All right. Oops. Raise you up. Raise you up. All right, cool. Now, terrain needs to be smoothed out a little bit, I think. Almost definitely. Wonder if that's too steep. Might be just a little bit too steep. Might be. Why is this stuck now? No reason this should be stuck. Push a bit more this way. Alright, we'll see if this works. I have my doubts. That's a huge drop. It seems a bit more reasonable. Not anymore. Maybe? I mean, it's kind of steep, but we've seen our keepers do steeper. Okay. So now, we're gonna get boxed up, obviously, because the way the world works. You good? You're good. Reversible area. Okay. Show me. Reversible area, please. Clearly she's able to move around. There we go. Moving through there. Has access to the other side. Doesn't have access to this side, though, so we'll have to figure that out. Habitat cleanliness is a disease risk. That's at Wolf Rock. Why hasn't anyone come here recently? Call everybody over. Bring everybody over. I go all the way to the opposite corner of the zoo. Alright, so we'll have to figure out how to get them over to this other side. We need to build like a climbing platform or something, that's fine. Taking a drink? I mean, hey, if that's what you need right now. No, you're just chilling here. I want to see like a... Oh, wow. Just straight up walking. This glass also looks very damaged. Oh, you know what I just realized? Is the glass not, Oh, resistance grade 2. You know what? I think it needs to be resistance grade 3. I think it needs to be resistance grade 3. It does. So I need to upgrade this to be wood with the glass paneling. Come on. Come on. Some people are not very happy about the orangutan situation. Get a mechanic in here right now. Come on. Yes. Do it. Climb. Climb. That's all I want. I mean, these are also really massive gaps. Yes. That's all I wanted. That is all I wanted. I don't care if you make it across. I don't care if you manage to break through the glass somehow, I guess. I mean, this is kind of funny looking, but I'll take it. Imagine being someone down there, seeing this thing, climbing across. This is great. This is great. Animation's a little wonky, unfortunately, but proof of concept, it seems to be working. Are you going back up or you come back down? That's right. That's right. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, I am so happy. What are you running away from? Animals escaped, I'm guessing? Oh, fine. I need to take care of the Gariel, though. Like, do I do that right now? It's going to be time-consuming endeavor. You know what, folks? I think that's a happy enough note to end this session on. We saw the climbing work. Unfortunately, it does look like people are terrified. No, they're not. They're not saying anything. When I was worried they were terrified when they were in this space, but they're not. They're happy enough. You know what? This worked. She made it across, which is great. I was super nervous about that. So she made it across here just fine. And climb this. None of this counts as resting surfaces. It's going to be like the treehouse. It's going to be like the treehouse. So that's fine. Can get up over here as well. Yes, excellent, excellent. And we need to get a male orangutan, obviously. Now, hopefully our keepers are able to navigate this space properly. And I also, of course, have to change all the glass to wood. But I'll do the next session. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this one. Tried to make it an extra long one just to, help with everything that's been going on lately. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know by leaving a like and a comment down below. This is where we're going to call it a session, though. Lots of work to be done on the orangutan enclosure. I keep saying orangutan enclosure. Just got to finesse it. I know the last 20 minutes was just me trying to figure out why that wasn't working as intended. I apologize about that, but I want to, after that, if you spend that kind of time on something, you want to make sure it works properly. It's 110th year of the zoo, so we're rocketing towards 125. But yeah, that's what we're going to call it today. As always, a massive thanks goes out to all of my channel members and patrons for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. You keep us alive and running smoothly. And a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time. Cheers.